Japan. So it's definitely a place to be if you want to have your wines in Asia. So.
Any other questions for Miguel? Yep, go ahead.
Can you ask him about the labeling process, how hard the initial translations were, and then if he is applying the labels locally or if they're applying them once they arrive?
So the question is related to labeling on your bottles. So there's two sides to this. One is how difficult was it for you to, or what was your process to get it translated, to get the labels translated for the local market? And then number two, did you apply them here or was it done there? Is that right? Here in the United States versus over there.
Okay, well, I don't translate the label in Chinese or in Cantonese or in Mandarin. The label is in English. The only thing that I have to do is to apply a sticker on the back of each bottle, and they will have to say the name of the importer, the address, the phone number, and the website. They also want you to that sticker remove the watermelon label, like the watermelon label that we have to have by law in our wines. So that sticker has to be big enough, so you have to lower the watermelon label.
For Hong Kong, you don't have to translate your labels. They just tuck them in English.
So what was just added, Susan just added that in Hong Kong, you don't have to translate your labels. But do you have to translate them into mainland?
Actually, I can answer this question. That you cannot apply anything from here. And all this is translation, but you can give the information to the importers that in China or your agent in China that what you would like to have to be translated. But all those things that it will be done when you import after the cleared custom, after they're allowed to go, the local authorities that they're going to do the translation from English to Chinese. That's that you cannot do anything here. You cannot say, okay, I'm going to print out the Chinese label, the English and Chinese label together with and do the finishing here. No, you cannot do that.
So they label it after there's customs.
They're going to put an additional label on the glasses, on the bottles, and for the market.
After customs.
After that, yeah.
Yeah, so one of our, Miguel, one of our participants does export to China today and just said that they do, that China, mainland, does require that the labels be applied after they've cleared customs.
But when you are, any of the labels that you are, when you export to China, and when they are, found your wines there, the next time that I believe that Anthony's saying that the second time and the afterwards will be easier and easier. But the first time is the most difficult and takes a longer time. But if you can trademark it, in China, that's the best way to protect it.
Yeah. In my case, went to Hong Kong, they never asked me to translate my label in. So the only requirement is that I have to apply every bottle. I have to put a sticker, and that sticker has to be big enough to cover the government warning. That's the only thing that they're required regarding labeling.
Anything else? Anything else? From you guys? Well, Miguel, I want to thank you for sharing with us your experiences and certainly taking these questions from the group that's here. And we wish you well, many profits, and having a very prosperous next 5 years. Because I think you're right in the right place at the right time. So thank you for sharing with us, and let's give them a hand, shall we? Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, and I hope I get some to the conversation. So feel free to reach out to me if you have any any questions.
Yes.
Definitely, I agree with you. It's a very exciting time to showcase our wonderful wines that we are producing in New York. You know, like my importer said, keep patient, be patient. We have patience, but I think it's time for, the time is now that we can showcase our wines. And more people are very excited about the wines that we're producing here in New York.
That's great. And listen, Miguel, we have your email. We're providing that as well as your telephone number. Are you open to calls from or contacts from those who are in the room here today for any follow-up?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, please share with them. Yeah, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, thank you. Have a great day.
Okay, bye-bye.
I had to do that, right?
Yeah.
Public, so then you couldn't say no, right? So that was good. Okay, so why don't we sort of open this up, because for other questions that we can share right here, because I do know there's a couple folks that are currently exporting through Belgium, right? Through Belgium? From France, you're going to France. So we have some folks here that are already doing some exporting in different ways, and I know Danny's doing some, and so it'd be great if you could share a little bit sort of about what your experience has been and maybe what it hasn't been. I didn't ask him this, but one of the things I would have asked him that is, what's that one thing that he would not do again? And what's that one thing that he wished he had done differently, right? Or he had done better? So I'll ask that of you guys. All right. I'm gonna look at you guys. Rick, Justin, you start.
Get a European partner. That's what you want to do. Yeah, get somebody who lives there. Just get them into a European partner. It's a lot easier. Just for the rest of us, we ship our wines to France. We warehouse them in France, and then we basically combine them with other orders that go throughout Europe. So we've had it fairly not too difficult to set it up. It's difficult to sell them. You can sell them once, but it's the pull through. Everybody will buy it one time, but it's difficult to get the reorders. So you have to have very, very high quality wine at a very reasonable price. The Asian market is very difficult. We're with Royal Orchid in Hong Kong and some in China, and they don't mess around. They're very high level. They expect very high level, and you have to bring the A game, because if not, they won't put the time or effort. They look at it in the cost of sales, the input of the cost of sales versus the return, and if the cost of sales, meaning the development of the brand, is quite high, then they might not look at you. And that's been, I follow this via email. I'm just copying on all the exchanges, and that's what I've seen. And for the rest of Europe, there's great potential, I think, in Denmark, the north, so to speak, seems to be very good right now. France is always going to be a challenge, but I don't know, it's not easy. But because our cost of production is quite high in the U.S., and the cost of production here is high, and the cost of production in Europe is quite low. So from the outset, you have to bring something to the market that's not readily available to other markets. So I think somewhere in the Riesling business, I mean, we compete against Germany to some degree, but the stylistic differences are really significant. So I think somewhere we have a chance there. But that's kind of my 2 cents.
I think you just mentioned about the cost of sales. Basically,
Right.
it's the marketing cost. Basically, it's about, of course, what value consumers are receiving when they make a purchase of a New York State wine. It's very interesting because in Asia, everything attached to France has a period, right? So if they're saying that they're selling French wines, even though it's not the most well-known regions, it may be coming from the southern France, Languedoc-Roussillon, which is considered slightly less well kind of wine. They still sell very, very high in Asia. that's because they say that they are made in France. Right? And Asian consumers may not be as sophisticated as some European consumers. And this is the reason why I think with our concerted efforts here, with the Wine and Grape Foundation, with the Skyline County, with the region, we can really put the Finger Lakes wines in the limelight and make sure that the local consumers are educated enough to understand the difference, the nuances, and the quality of the wine. Perhaps that's something that can be done a little bit better, right, as opposed to California wine, right? As in my presentation, I've outlined how much growth it is in Asia. When there is growth, when there is this demand there, this is about how we build the brand and how we make the Finger Lakes wine something that Asian consumers look for. And if that is the case, then the burden on the cost of marketing will be lower on individual wine.
Yeah, what the New York State Wine and Grape Foundation is doing at these fairs is great. It's brand building, and if you could have numbers that you can take to distributor partners and show them the investment that is being done on a governmental level, or regional level, or whatever, which is super helpful, because this is what they look at. They look at, they say, my salesperson, my sales team has X amount of time per day. If 10% of that time is building the Finger Lakes brand, what is my return on that 10%? You can say, I can reduce that 10% to half of 1%. Now all of a sudden you're having a real conversation. But if the onus is on the distributor, it's mathematics, right? At the end of the day, they're going to say it's going to take you 5 years to have to get a certain level and so on to recoup that investment. So patience. But if we have a program in place that can decrease that ramp up time, then it's fantastic. So it's good. Because we're going to be expensive. That's the reality. So we're going to be very expensive. So transportation costs has to be very streamlined for us. We have to have efficient methods of transportation to get there, efficient methods of storage, obviously high quality storage. Now all these things, because we can't make wine for cheaper here. We don't have the ability to subsidize. So our cost of production will always be quite high. So we have to do it for every other advantage.
Just have to put the coin and make sure that the local consumers are really looking for you instead of you looking for them. Right? And then your price, it doesn't matter anymore.
Actually, Chinese market never expected the U.S. wines to be low prices. They know that it is expensive, and otherwise, if they want to looking for like a low price wines, then they go to like Chile or Argentina. They will not come over here. The only thing is that for New York wines is that there was so little songs that in the market people don't know. People only know that the California wine, not Barbaric wines. So they don't know New York wines. So that's also the Beijing that the wine exhibition. I've been there, and there was a booth, a big booth that organized by the California Wine Association, something like that, so that a lot of the small wines that we joined the booth, so that we could introduce them. That I would think that's the best reaction of the whole the wine fair. There's so many people go there and try to get information and try to get a tasting instead of the small wineries that was there. So it's almost like an empty, that they couldn't really give the audience the impact.
One of the things I'd like to say is that even though you may not have to change translation for Hong Kong, I think that it still would be useful to have the product market information that will be translated to Chinese in case for lower consumers and also for future potential marketing beyond Hong Kong into the market when that product is going beyond Hong Kong. So those services are available in terms of the state services, the Wine Association, and the idea of having a group of New York State or even Finger Lakes. That's something that we'd be very interested in looking at with the wineries down here at different markets, and the Chinese market, maybe a Hong Kong type of event. So if those are type of events that are on the horizon and of interest, be very interested in talking and into the Finger Lakes one is certainly something that we should be able to work on. And very pleased to work and talk with anybody who's interested in doing that.
Yeah, one of the experiences I had in a former life was doing some international, going into a market fresh with a product, and it was actually bio. So we were doing life sciences. And what we did was very similar. We actually literally created a pavilion within this international marketplace with thousands and thousands of people. I think we had like 120,000 people coming through. And we literally created a room about this size, and it literally has sort of a ceiling around it, if you want to call it that. And then inside, we had all of our small businesses and large ones interspersed inside. So you literally came into a pavilion. Within the marketplace, you came into an area that said, the location. And then inside, we actually had small, very small cubicles that were soundproof, so that you could literally have one-on-one conversations. So that if somebody wanted to actually have a further conversation on distribution or a deal-making situation, you literally could do that, and you weren't on the floor of a large sort of convention. That's a very expensive proposition. I mean, our budget was around $250,000 to do that. And that wasn't anything about subsidizing businesses to get there. That was just to build the pavilion and to get the banners and to actually have it done really well, so it was a quality. But to your point, what it does, when you're going into a market for the first time, you're only new once. You only have that one shot at sort of saying, this is what we're doing. Now, New York's been there before, so I don't know what the pavilion looked like, so I don't know if that's but I am saying that if you were going to do a Finger Lakes portion of it, you've got one shot at really sort of like setting that tone and being new and sort of getting the buzz. And so there's a process that we go through. Just my 2 cents of that.
I would address a small technical point, that we are a statewide organization. We represent the whole state. If a Finger Lakes body wanted to apply for funding to do something in addition to what we're doing, we could probably help with that. But yes, as you said, these things are very expensive. We're not at pavilion level yet. Where the California people have a pavilion, I can't even imagine what their whole pavilion costs, but they charge their wineries $5,000 to have about this much space in their pavilion. I don't charge the wineries anything to be in our show. I take winery representatives along, and they speak about wines of their region. If a winery wanted to have a branded program, I would make space for them to only deal with their own product. But we're not at pavilion level yet, and our budgets for trade shows, depending on the market, run $50,000 to $80,000. So we're a little less.
You're doing table skirts.
No, they've been very nice.
Yeah.
They've been custom,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's definitely been demarcated, right? It's very obvious that this is something different. It's not run-of-the-mill board.
Right, yeah, we don't do the octagon stuff.